Tim, you taught us today that God makes strong men tender and tender men strong. What challenge would you give men to demonstrate this strong tenderness in our world this week?
I have a friend named Stu Weber. He's a pastor to the church up in Oregon, and he was a Green Beret in Vietnam. So he was a real warrior in a very vicious and really bloody conflict. He came back and he wrote a book called Tender Warriors. And he said of the two words he feels best describes what our role is as men, he takes, the warrior is the one that the world talks about and we assume that. But he puts this word to qualify it, tender warriors. And that we live for a great cause. And that's what I would challenge you for is redefine your cause this week. And make sure that you say, I have a calling, let's say to be a dad. I have a calling to look out for the disenfranchised, the down and outers, the poor, the downtrodden, the discouraged. If you're married, you have a calling to be a husband. If you're a serious follower of Christ, you have a calling to represent Him well. And so just define your calling well and your cause well, and then live it with a grace filter. And when I talk about a grace filter, see, a grace filter helps me look at everybody and see them through Jesus' eyes. Quick example. This past week, I have a little convertible car. It's a little Beamer, a little fun car. I really like this thing. And I was pulling into a parking space or in a store, and there was a Dodge Ram truck parked this way. And the gal in it didn't see me. I was just driving straight. All of a sudden, boom! She came over, and this truck was now on my hood. And a half second faster, and I'd been the late, slightly above average Tim Kimmel. It had been over for me. But this truck is right on my hood. And it destroyed the hood and the quarter panel and the door. And then she was high-centered trying to get off. But finally she realized, and she got out of the car. I said, are you okay? And she said, yeah, I'm okay. How about you? I said, I'm fine. And then she said this, I hate my life. Now listen, guys, I know we love our cars, but it's just stuff. It's just a car. It can be fixed. If it can't be fixed, get another one. But here was a poor little girl who suddenly hated her life because she just didn't see me. She didn't mean to hit me. She didn't want to do that. Well, see, a grace lens sees her not as the person who wrecked your car, but a person in desperate need of somebody with some sanity in the middle of crisis, not to get all upset, not just to help her. And so, listen, everything's going to be fine. This can all be fixed. Fortunately, you're not hurt. I'm not hurt. We're going to be fine. Don't worry about this. What's interesting is, in talking with her parents, she called her husband's parents, and by the way, he's a Marine training at Pendleton, called her husband's parents, and they came over, because I think they right away think she hit some guy's car, he's going to be, no, and they were just nice to them, great. And then they told me the backstory on her. They just got married here shortly ago, but she was adopted from Russia. She came here at 5 years old. She was sexually abused in Russia. She came here with a family, and this family's had enormous struggles. And her adopted mother's an alcoholic. Her adopted father committed suicide. This girl had a lot of junk in her life. And you see, grace filters sees through I don't worry about stuff, and there's people here. And see, when we have that lens on our kids, and we're seeing our kids for what's going on in their heart, not what's going on the outside and the goofy music they listen to, that's just childhood. Don't worry about that. Just connect to their hearts, Dad. Just connect to their hearts and always stay focused on their hearts. And when you do that, you're looking through Jesus' eyes at them, and you see the potential there. You see the dreams and the hopes there. You don't see what they're getting wrong. You can see what they can get right. Then when they do get it wrong, just correct them as you go. No problem, but just love that kid. You do that, and you will be those tender warriors God calls us to be.
Thanks, Tim.